I have another recipe for you in the guerrilla cooking series. We're going back to World War II, back to the German Army. We're pulling another recipe out of the cookbook, Improvements for Cold Fare. Now, this particular one, the translated title is Bread Spread from Canned Meat. I'm sure, it's a nice one, shorter name when it's actually in German. But that's kind of long for us, so I think I'll just call this meat spread, or if you would prefer to call it meat paste. Let's give it a German name because I don't have the actual recipe book in German to get the actual name from that. Let's call this Fleisch auf Stricht, meat spread. Now the ingredients for this is 10.5 ounces of canned beef. And it looks like most people use probably corned beef for that. We can't say for certain that's the actual style of beef used by the German Army, but that's what's available, so that's what we're going to use. 3.5 ounces of sardines, which is about 1 tin. And it calls for 3.5 ounces of tomato paste. Now, a single little can of tomato paste is actually 6 ounces, so we're going to be using about half of it. I will be doing some variations on this as we go along, but first we're going to go through. We're going to mix it according to the original recipe, and then we're going to do some changes just to try stuff out. It took a few days to get our anonymous taste tester back into the bunker here to try this recipe, and now the anonymous taste tester is here, so we're finally ready to do this. And both of us have already told Combat Camberman, regardless of his feelings on sardines, he will have to try at least one piece of this recipe and let us know what his personal feelings are. So let's get things ready here. Now the first step is to mix the sardines and the beef. So we're going to go through here. We're going to bust up some chunks of beef. I get a nasty suspicion I might only be able to do half of the recipe right now because of how much room I have inside my bowl here, because I got about that much left in the can and that much is already in there. So we'll put in half then. We'll do a half batch here first. So now we add in our sardines. And it's supposed to be sardines and oil, but I'm sure if you really feel like it because of this recipe, you could substitute, say, sardines in tomato juice. I'm trying to get roughly half the can of sardines in here. We got about half. So now let's bust this up. It says finely chop in the recipe on this. So if we're going to do our half here, this is already producing a huge amount. So I half suspect that the recipe here is almost enough that you could do it for a fire team. Because this is a lot, and this is only half. Okay, since we got half the amount of meat in there, I think we're going to add about a quarter of the can of tomato paste. About. Actually, you know what? I'm going to transfer this over to the main part of my mess kit because this is producing a huge amount here. Better to find out now the size of container needed and everything and how much it's going to make at this time than when you're actually out in the field. You know what? I'm just going to add this in here. Now it's 10.5 ounces of beef, and a can of corned beef is actually 12 ounces. So we got a little bit extra on the beef. Now we're going to add in the rest of the sardines. Once again, we have very interesting colors coming from Combat Cameraman's face. I wish we could replicate that color of green for a camouflage pattern. I got a feeling it would blend in pretty much any jungle on the planet. This is my first experiment with doing this recipe. About yay much of tomato paste left. Now we're supposed to mix it all together according to the recipe into essentially a pâté. You want to thoroughly mix in the sardines, thoroughly mix in the tomato paste. My mouth's actually watering over this one. I've been looking forward to this one for a while, but we could not get the taste tester to come out to the bunker here until today. So there we go. That is the recipe's amount of the meat spread. So now we are going to give it a little try here. And we have our simulated homemade bread. Okay, Combat Cameraman, for you and for Anonymous Taste Tester, while I get my piece ready. And don't worry, boys and girls, I brought out lots of pieces of bread for us to try different variations on this. So here's mine, and I will now give it a try. Okay, I have my piece done, and I'd say more than acceptable as is. But I think we can do some improvements on this, and we will. Combat Cameraman has given us a thumbs down, and he is bowing out completely and flipping me off. He refuses to try any additional variations. What about Anonymous Taste Tester? Thumbs up, thumbs down, halfway. We got a thumbs up. Well, acceptable, basically, but could use some improvements. So if I can get the plate back from an Anonymous Taste Tester, we will grab another piece of bread. Now, just like we did before, we got us some taco sauce. We got us some Tabasco sauce. So we'll try this now. Now, which one do you want, Anonymous Taste Tester? Okay, Anonymous Taste Tester wants to try it with the taco sauce this time. And I think I will do the same thing. So, get ourselves here a nice amount of spread. Taste testers. Okay. Now we're going to add a little bit of Taco Bell taco cheese sauce on top. Let's see how that turns out. So, there we go. That is pretty good. I'd say this one definitely gets a thumbs up from me. It is an improvement over the base recipe for the meat spread. Anonymous Taste Tester is also giving a thumbs up that it has improved. Just hang on to the packet. Okay. Now for the next little variation, we'll add some salt and pepper. Salt and pepper is not called for in the recipe, but any soldier will tell you salt at a minimum is something you're going to have in your rations that you can add onto your stuff to improve the taste. Now we'll add some salt. Little bit of pepper. And remember, you still have some taco sauce left that if need be, you can put it on there and then let us know how it is with both. So, meat spread with salt and pepper. I think I'll do like an anonymous taste tester here. Whoa. I'm going to add a little bit of taco sauce with the salt and pepper and see what we have on the taste. Thumbs up from me and the anonymous taste tester. I think I could have added a little bit of more salt onto mine, but other than that, I think, yeah, it does also improve the taste, just adding some salt and pepper. Now, the next little variation we will do, according to the recipe that I found, it said that if the spread is too dry, you could add butter, margarine, or oil. But since I have a lot of the tomato paste left, I'm just going to add the rest of the tomato paste in there, and then we'll see what that's like. See how the additional tomato changes the taste. Now, one thing I was thinking about when I was gathering stuff up here to consider variations is I wonder if it might not work a little better if you substituted, say, some ketchup. Find a type of ketchup that you like and substitute that for the meat paste. That way you could control how much of the tomato product goes in. Now, if I'm going to add additional oil, I have a feeling the type they kind of mean is either olive oil or the oil from the sardines. But I'm not going to add the oil from the sardines into this one. We're going to try it at least with the additional tomato paste first, and that's what it looks like. So if I can get the plate back. So we're going to have base recipe with additional tomato paste. See if this really adds anything to the taste of the recipe. So there we go. I think adding the tomato paste made it a little bit sweeter, personally. Anonymous taste tester saying the same thing. So now we will do it with some salt and pepper. And there's still plenty of meat spread left. Okay, now salt and pepper. So now we have base recipe with the rest of the can of tomato paste and some salt and pepper. I think the salt and pepper actually assists with the extra tomato paste. Anonymous taste tester is acceptable, but could be a little better. So maybe let's add a little something else. How about some diced onion? So let's go through and cut up some onion into this. So we have here a small onion, which we will dice up. So we got some small onion diced up into pieces here. Now we'll add this into the spread. See how it helps the taste. Appearances wise, to me it looks like raw hamburger when you add in diced onion before you make your patties and grill them. But we will see what the taste is like. So we will do base spread with minced onion or diced onion. And there you go. Let's see what a little raw onion will do to the taste. The tortured look on Combat Cameraman's face is priceless. I really wish I could show you people what this looks like. I'd say it's not bad. It definitely is a step up from the base recipe. And we got similar head nod going from Anonymous Taste Tester. Now this next one, I think we'll try this spread. Now we'll try this spread with some of the taco sauce. Oh, luckily I have an extra packet. So here we go. I think it helps it. Similar agreement from Anonymous Taste Tester. After all those tests, that's how much we still have left from doing the full recipe of 10.5 ounces, actually 12 ounces of beef, 3.5 ounces of sardines, and, well, 6 ounces of tomato paste. Now, I'm on my last pieces of bread here. So with this one, we will try it with salt and pepper. And I think we will have a bit of the taco sauce with the salt and pepper when we get to that point. See how that is. So now I'm going to take a bite of the improved paste with the full can of tomato paste and a small onion diced up, salt and pepper. Not bad. I think you just got to dial in just the right amount of salt that you want when you put it on. So now I will add taco sauce. I think of the variations we've tried, this is the one I like the best. Having in there the extra onion, the extra tomato paste, salt and pepper to taste, and putting on some taco sauce. Wait for the taste tester to finish up their piece. What do you think? Similar findings or... Yep, similar findings. We got thumbs up, and yeah, this is the better version of what we had. So, and as you see, there is still a lot left. So I'm going to save this for after work this weekend, and I'm going to make myself some sandwiches with this. I actually look forward to this one. So there you go. A modified version of bread spread from canned meat. We'll call this meat spread. Recommendations: add some onion to it, add some salt and pepper to taste, and then if you want to add some type of sauce on it, like a taco sauce or maybe mustard, you know, whatever you have available to try, you know, give it a shot. But I do say that this is a good recipe, and it is a good basis to use for other stuff. Make variations according to the way you like it. As you see, the amount that we came up with is, I think, enough for possibly a fire team to share. Enough for about 4 to 5 people, if you have sufficient bread. Now, for all my engineer brothers in the Patriot and militia movements, always remember, essayons.